let's take a moment to talk about our sponsor.
You're a new DM who wants to jump behind the screen. Maybe you've been volunteered by your gaming group, but aren't quite ready. You've been watching people play games online or on podcasts, and you're thinking to yourself, where do they come up with all that descriptive narrative? There's no way I can do that. Well, don't worry. We've got a solution for you. What if I were to tell you that I can put a team of professional writers alongside you at your desk while you're prepping your game? Sounds pretty good, huh? With Describe, we can do just that. These narratives vividly describe monsters, places, spells, people, you name it. It's there, and there are more than 6,000 of these easy-to-search up, copy, and pastable, beautifully written narratives right at your fingertips. Confidently read these narratives aloud in your campaign and impress noob and veteran gamer alike. And the best thing about it is, the library of narratives is constantly growing, and it's affordable. Describe has graciously provided us with a discount for our listeners. Head on over to describe.com/DMD. That's DSCRYB.com/DMD. Use the code DMD at checkout to try Describe for 2 weeks for free. Links will be in the show notes.
And now, back to the show.
Witnesses from around the world are reporting strange sightings of monsters, ghosts, and alien beings. The FPS is searching for answers to the unexplained. This is Devil Went Down to Jersey. The FPS have traveled to the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, home of the legendary Jersey Devil, after a sighting of the creature by a pair of hikers. The FPS and Monster Hunters crew make camp at the foundation of an old house. During the night, they are attacked by a strange, dark form. The cameraman is abducted. Intent on finding the attacker, Jack, Frank, and Roger track the creature to its lair. While they are away, the camp is attacked again. Scott and Alexander huddle together as Scott tracks its heat signature on the infrared camera. Alexander sounds for help on the rape whistle, and
Johnny Parkour
springs into action. And now, the exciting conclusion to Devil Went Down to Jersey.
Okay. Do the rest of you agree to go back or what?
Yeah.
Just heard the whistle. Yeah.
Because if you said one just went in there and they need help, is there more than one of these? Or I don't know. Let's go. I don't want to be
It's
out
a
here.
big hole, and there's a big trench, and there's a lot of dirt, and I don't think only one did this. And we just watched one go crawling in there, and they got blown a whistle down there. I'd say we make haste.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are making haste back. And the people over at the camp, you're no longer hearing sound from where the creature was. So what do you guys? So actually, Johnny, you were going to try to grab the cameraman or Vicky, but you are going to try to yeet another guy, right?
Correct. The camera person. Which one's closer to me?
The one closer to you is Vicky.
Okay, who's the one that I just threw? Is that the cameraman I just threw?
You threw Pete, the boss, the guy running the show.
I don't care about that guy. Okay, yeah, let's
That's
get
the
the
one
other-
that went missing right now. He's gone.
Yeah,
He's gone now too. Yeah.
I can't get him. All right, so I already made an effort for Pete, so I'm gonna make an effort for Vicky. So okay, now Vicky, like as I said, I had wanted to grab a hold of her and then tuck my shoulder down in a roll and then flip her with enough momentum so that even if she doesn't get to the hole, she continues to roll and will fall over the edge into the hole.
All right, so that would be another fight.
Of course. Wouldn't be athletics, it'd be a fight. Okay, so.
Yeah, because it's kind of that kind of move.
Okay. Oh, I got +2 this time. So this time I actually did fair again. Yay.
Fair again. Okay.
Yes. I have savoir faire too.
Yeah.
And I have foolish bravery, which is why I don't care if I die or not.
She, however, she doesn't weigh as much as Pete did, so you flung her farther.
Wait, sorry, let me ask you a question. I flung her farther. I have 1 point of luck left. Can I fling her far enough to hit like a pool shot and hit not only hit her, but ricochet her off of what's his name so that they both roll into the hole? I have 1 luck point left.
Oh wow, you have 1 luck point left. You can spend that and definitely get her into the pit. And if she ricochets off of somebody because Pete had disappeared, so he might not be there anymore.
Okay.
But you could at least get her into the pit.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so you spend that last luck point, which means I now have. You spent 4 luck points last time, right?
Correct.
Wow, you had 5 luck.
I
That's
did.
awesome. All right, so so you did. The important thing is that I now have 5 luck that I can spend on my monsters. So she goes flying and she doesn't yell, but she grunts and she grunts as she gets hurled, bouncing and rolling, and then you see her flail a bit as she goes right over the edge, and then you hear a thump, and then you hear a very scared cameraman say, "Johnny? Oh, wait, what are you doing here?" and you might hear cursing from a woman's voice. It's probably cursing of gratitude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
The
that's
best kind.
cursing of gratitude all the time.
yes, you're probably used to that. Is anybody else at the camp going to do anything, or is there anything left for you guys to do at the moment?
I'm gonna pull back out the infrared goggles and look into the darkness.
And look into the darkness. Okay, infrared goggles. That's a good idea. As long as you're looking away from the campfire. If you look at the campfire, that would blind you.
Oh yeah,
pretty
no, I
quick.
don't want to burn my retinas.
All right. Yeah. And so whereabouts are you looking?
What? Johnny threw them out there, so I guess I'm gonna kind of look out towards where the basement is, and I guess pan left. I'm trying to get the idea of what my vision looks like here, but I think that's probably accurate.
Okay. When you pan left, you see motion, like you see 2 blobs of heat, one that seems to be lying prone on the ground, and one that's upright, moving away, but then it stops, and then the one that's prone remains where it is while the other starts heading back towards camp.
I will alert everyone. It's coming back.
Okay.
3 more bursts on the rape whistle.
3 more bursts on the rape whistle. Okay. And 3 more bursts on the rape whistle. And so that's Scott and Alexander. Johnny, do you do anything in response to their coming back and 3 bursts on the rape whistle? Or it's coming back?
I run down into the hole where the people are and make sure everybody is okay. So I will run down and then I will jump over the edge and do like a Greg Louganis triple gainer as I dive down into the hole. Then I will roll and come up, and then I will make sure that everybody that's in the hole is okay and safe. And then I will stand guard over them and make sure they are all comfy and tucked into their sleeping bags for the night.
Okay. They are not, you manage all of that without trouble. That's what you do really well. But what you discover when you get up from your roll is that neither of them are tucked nicely in their sleeping bags. And Vicky rounds on you like she's angry or something. And she's got like a couple twigs sticking out of her hair, which is hanging it down in front of her face, and she looks really mad for some reason. But then she hears the 3 blasts, and she's like, "What's going on up there?"
It's too crazy for you. You need to relax here. Everybody be okay. They're just taking care of some little boo-boos. You go night-night, everything be fine. This is great. It's super. Ask a Seichnet.
You're an idiot, aren't you? She goes. And okay, so 3 blasts, and that's about when, because I assume you guys are moving a lot quicker to get back.
Oh yeah.
We're definitely trying.
You know, a trail that one person and a person being dragged is one thing, but you guys just made that trail bigger by heading down there, so it's pretty easy for you to follow it back. Plus you can hear the noises from the camp, and so you make it back without much trouble, and you get up there. Johnny, make a perception test. You guys get up there, and you see that there's one cameraman still in the camp, and Scott and Alexander, and that's it. And you hear Johnny Parkour saying stuff down in the pit.
Scott, where is everyone?
They're all in the basement.
Oh, damn. Yes, basement. Some are dead, though. I think it's time to go.
It's over there. I kind of point towards. I got the goggles up. The creature. It's like, I think it's there.
Yeah, it seems to be circling the perimeter of the pit right now.
It got Pete.
I'm going to take my flashlight and screw it onto the extension, the counterweight in the front of my bow.
Okay.
Click it on and start heading that direction.
Okay.
Towards
And
the pit? Towards the pit?
Yep.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Scott and Alexander.
Okay.
I see that firewood. I'm gonna grab.
It's good money on those guys.
Johnny Parkour, you should make a perception test.
Yeah, I made that, and it turned out to be superb.
Superb. Okay, so you see a darker shape moving in the darkness. The only reason why you could see it is because of the meager light that's filtering from the campsite. And now there's a flashlight, kind of, so every now and then you see it kind of illuminate this form, and it's a humanoid form, about 7 feet tall. It's all dark, so it's hard to tell what features it has, if it has any.
So even with a superb, I cannot see if it has a tail or wings. Is that correct?
Oh, you can see that it definitely does not have a tail, and it doesn't seem to have wings.
Then what I'll do is I am just going to hold myself and wait. And if it comes after anyone, I will throw myself directly in the path of whoever attempts to jump down in the hole and take the entire brunt of any attack.
Okay.
Because I am foolishly brave.
All right. Well, here's what happens. The thing suddenly leaps down into the pit after you guys. Well, actually, I did say a flashlight shone on it, so it would suddenly know that there is something else coming. It probably wouldn't jump into the pit because that would make it vulnerable. So it's about to jump into the pit, but then Jack's flashlight shines on it again, and so it suddenly turns and looks in that direction, and it starts charging Jack. Jack, you can see it. It's coming right at you.
Loose an arrow.
Okay, fire. That would still be guns. The guns skill.
Yep, I get it.
Yeah.
So that is going to be. Let's see. The stamina so good. So it's 1, 2, 3. So that's a superb.
Superb, and I have to roll its defensive.
Do I because I'm using something that takes strength? Do I get to add my +1 for brawn? It's a bow. I have to hold it back with strength.
If anything, that would improve your aim because you'd be able to hold it back longer.
Yep.
But you don't really have time to take a long aim.
That's fine.
So, because letting it go from a full draw is always going to be the same amount of strength. So, but you did hit, okay? You struck it. You rolled superb.
Correct.
He rolled great. So you beat it by 1. So the arrow hits him like right in the shoulder. So the damage that he is going to take is going to be 1 plus the strength of your weapon. Do you have
strength of my weapon is a 3.
is a 3. So that's 4. It would subtract any armor that it has, but it doesn't have any. So its total is a 4. So
And as the arrow released, that Illuminat kicks in, so it looks like a tracer round. So there's this neon red line flying through the air and stops, and it's the end of the knock of the arrow is actually illuminated.
Right, which means that Roger has a good thing to shoot at, has a target to shoot at. The thing does, it took a hurt, and so now, but it is still charging you. I would say that Roger, who has a ranged weapon, can also fire before it reaches you.
Okay.
You probably don't have time to reload another arrow and shoot before it gets to you. So if you have an alternative weapon, I would say grab it.
That's be my Bowie knife, which if I don't think I'll leave the bow in one hand because I'm gonna use it as a shield to try to deflect any blows, and I'll put the Bowie in the other.
Sounds good. All right, Roger, are you gonna shoot?
It gets hit. It gets hit, and it doesn't seem to be taking off its course at all, right?
Right.
Oh.
It slowed down a little, but it's still charging.
Okay. Since it's still charging, I'm gonna fire at it.
Okay. Now, the way shooting guns works in this game is technically, a combat round is 6 seconds, and technically, do you have a revolver or a semi-auto?
A revolver.
A revolver. Okay. So technically, you could fire all 6 rounds in 6 seconds. Blam, 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 blam. But each shot after the first would have a cumulative -1 to your roll. So if you do a double tap, for instance, you make one attack normal, then you make another attack
-1.
at a -1.
Okay. I'm gonna fire twice at it.
That's why a double tap is better than just emptying your gun.
Oh my god, that is annoying as I'll get out. I keep getting it's basically 0. So that is 0.
Your gun skill?
Yeah. We have just my dice roll. So
Yeah.
my gun skill will be, it's already at good.
So you rolled good.
Uh-huh.
It had already rolled for this combat round. It had already rolled its defense, which was great. So you would have missed.
Okay.
You have the opportunity to spend a luck point. You should have 3 luck points if you didn't buy the lucky gift. So you could spend a luck point to increase your shot to great, and then you would have hit him.
All right, then I'll do that. I'll spend one of the luck points. He's gonna get one in return though, right?
Yeah, he gets one, which he can use
That's all right.
on his attack if he wanted to, but he already had 5. So,
All right. I'm gonna spend one to hit him.
okay. So why don't you roll your second shot to see if?
Okay. These are all blanks. So +1. That is so that'll be great.
Oh wow! All right, and that's enough to hit him too. So the way the damage is going to roll is you got exactly what you needed. So the difference is 0. But your
Revolver
weapon
strength is 3.
Your weapon strength is 3,
Mhm.
and so that's a 3. That is another hurt. He does have enough stamina to be able to have 2 hurts, but you hit him again.
Right.
With the exact same roll. That would be a third hurt, and he cannot take that. So he's got a very hurt as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's since he's very hurt, does it stop his progress at all?
It doesn't stop his progress. He reaches Jack, and now he is going to attack Jack. However, he is at a -2 to everything he tries to do because he's very hurt.
Okay. So as it hits him, I'm just gonna say, "Do you understand me?" Like trying to see if he can if he understands the language.
It doesn't seem to register.
Okay.
So Jack, he is attacking.
Yes.
So you get to roll for your defense. How are you trying to defend? Are you trying to it's trying to claw you? Are you trying to block it or dodge or what?
I have the bow in my hand, so I'm going to use that to try blocking the attack.
Okay, so that would probably be your fight skill because you're trying to, So you would use your fight. If you tried to dodge, you would use your agility. So you roll, and I'm rolling my attack.
That's one. So I have a good.
Okay, he rolled a great, which would mean that he hits you. You have the opportunity of spending a lot.
But I did add -2, so that brings it to a fair, or did he have a heroic?
I already took the minus.
Okay.
He actually rolled heroic, but I took the 2 away. So
No, I was just checking.
yeah,
So I have the option of what?
you can spend a luck point, and that would make him miss you.
I will spend the luck point then.
Oh wait, what did you roll? You rolled.
I have a good.
Oh, you have a good, and he rolled great. So you would actually have to spend 2 luck points to get missed.
Then I will spend 2 luck points to get missed.
Okay, so he just barely missed you. And so now, so he just barely missed you. You don't know how it happened. You thought he was gonna just like slash you right across the chest, but somehow he missed. Maybe he stumbled.
No,
But
he was
now-
obviously distracted by my flowing golden locks.
That is probably it.
And his
So
shirt was
now
loose.
it's going to be the top of the round.
That means Roger and I have to roll initiative because we didn't roll initiatives initially.
Yeah.
Right. So you two roll initiative, and we'll see where you two end up in it.
End up with a great.
Okay, you got a great,
I've got a mediocre.
and you got a mediocre.
The dice do not love Roger Glover.
They do not.
They know you're too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this shit.
That just means you need to buy new dice. All right, so, and then the monster's up there. Okay, so what that means is for the top of the round is Johnny goes first. Johnny Parkour was at a heroic when he rolled initiative. So Johnny, this is all happening right at the top of the pit. You can easily see what's happening. Is there something you want to do, Mr. Foolishly Brave?
Well, let me see. I need to know a couple of things if I could ask. So the first thing is I have the other 2 down in there, and I have them nestled away under their sleeping bag, zipped in, secure, correct?
Well, they haven't gotten into their sleeping bags, but they are at the far other side of the pit with their sleeping bags.
Okay. So then what I want to do, let me specifically state what I want to do, and then you tell me when to stop.
Okay.
So this is the plan. So I will get them into their sleeping bags, zip them up, tie them together so that if you want to get one, you have to get both. Then I will do another wall run up the wall, look for any NPCs that are remaining and dive after them. If there is an NPC, that one that I dive for, I will Hapkido throw their ass down in the pit.
Okay. They
I don't know how that rolls.
You try to force them into the sleepy bags. They realize that you are not going to stop until they get into the sleepy bags, so they comply. All right. And now you're ready to do your circle run, and that's where you run out of time, because the round is only 6 seconds. Okay.
Right. Yep.
All right. So that would mean Alexander and Jack both go at great. Obviously, one of you will say action first, but they technically happen at the same time.
Alphabetical order.
No, that's fine.
Alphabetical order, but they actually
Go first.
but they actually technically happen at the same time. So it doesn't matter who says what they do first. They will happen simultaneously.
Well, then I'm gonna hope he has his claws wrapped up in my bow, and that's why he couldn't get me. And I'm going to basically lift with one arm up to hopefully expose his chest, and then I'm going to plunge my Bowie knife right under his armpit, as deep as I can get it to go, and then keep pushing. I'm going to push him so he can't back off.
All right. So attack him. So that would be hand weapons, I believe.
Yep, it's a good, and that's a +1, so that makes it takes to a great.
A great. Okay, this is a new round, so now he gets to roll his defense again, but he's at a -2 to everything he does. And what did you roll?
A great.
A great. So what that means is interesting. 1, 2, 3. You did 3 better than him. So you hit him pretty hard. So it's 3 plus your weapon strength, which is
1 plus
1
brawn.
because it's sharp. Your brawn, because it's a melee weapon, your brawn gives you +1. That is a total of 5. And that is a very hurt. He only can get 1 very hurt. He's not resilient enough to take 2, which means it moves up to incapacitated, which drops him. So it falls to the ground.
Then I'm gonna ride it right to the ground.
Ride it right to the ground. Okay? So the bow is like right at its neck, pushing it in. Alexander, was there anything you wanted to do during your turn?
Let's take a moment to talk about our sponsor.
Are you a veteran DM with more campaign ideas than prep time? Yeah, of course you are. Aren't we all? Does your party have a habit of going to the person or place that you would least expect? If they're like my group, they sure do. What if I were to tell you that I could put a team of professional writers alongside you at your desk to cut down on your campaign prep? What if I were to tell you that you could bring them along with you at your game sessions for when those pesky players go off the rails? Sounds pretty good, huh? With Describe, we could do just that. These narratives vividly describe monsters, places, spells, people, you name it. It's there. And there are more than 6,000 of these easy to search up, copy and pastable, beautifully written narratives right at your fingertips. I've been running games for the better part of 40 years, and I must admit, I've gotten a bit lazy. I just don't have the time I used to. And I've been using Terrain, which is minimizing my need for descriptive narratives. Stuff is right out there in front of you. Why describe it? When I was prepping for an Acorn's Journey, a D&D story, I used Describe quite a bit. When you listen, you can hear it. One of the things I like the most about Describe is that if the narrative doesn't fit perfectly with your encounter, it's easy to modify while still sounding really good. I did that an awful lot. I think this makes the more than 6,000 narratives that they have available for you even more valuable. It almost doubles what you have at your fingertips. You should give it a shot. Describe has graciously provided us with a discount for our listeners. Head on over to describe.com/DMD. That's DSCRYB.com/DMD. Use the code DMD at checkout to try Describe for 2 weeks free. Links will be in the show notes.
And now, back to the show.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it with my bat.
Okay. All right. Whack it in the head?
Wherever I can,
Wherever
I suck at T-ball, so.
Okay, you suck at T-ball. All right.
You missed the tree earlier.
Okay.
That's my brawn, right?
That would be... Well, actually, that would be technically hand weapons. Hand weapons, I would say that since it's a baseball bat, it's kind of an improvised thing, so you could use fight.
Okay, I'm sure.
If you have anything in either of them.
They're equally poor.
They're equally poor. All right. So, well, you do suck at T-ball.
Yep, fair. I got a fair.
All right. You got a fair. So you did hit it. It is incapacitated, so it's a pretty easy target.
It's the only reason I hit it.
I would say it's a fair target. So, what is your brawn?
Mediocre.
Mediocre. So,
I have a -1.
So you have a -1. You only needed. You probably only needed a mediocre to hit it. So you got 1 more than you needed to. Subtract the 1 from your mediocre, and the weapon. Yeah, it got a scratch. Okay, it got a scratch because the weapon itself will do a little bit of damage, but it's within 1 or 2. So you gave him a scratch. So he's got 2 hurts, a very hurt, an incapacitated, and now a scratch. So you are badass, Alexander. So that ends this creature. You know that there's at least one other.
A few of us know that.
Cave.
A few of us know that.
Yeah, a few of you know that.
We haven't had the opportunity to pass that information on yet.
So the creature's down. There's one more to go that you know of, but it's in that cave. What do you guys do?
We got to get some pictures of this.
Well, I'll crawl off the creature, check for breathing.
It's alive.
All right, then I'm going to take my Bowie knife, put it right just about where the Adam apple is supposed to be, and then lean into it.
Okay.
No!
Okay.
How could you?
It's like lean into it, like
I'm going to try to drive my Bowie knife through its spine.
Oh, okay, yeah. And at this point, you don't have any trouble doing that.
I want to make sure it's dead.
Okay. Because you can't hang it up on your wall until it's dead.
I'm gonna take a head count.
Okay.
I guess Johnny, you down in the hole there? Who you got with you?
Who do I have in the hole in me?
You have Vicky and Joel.
I have Vicky and Joel with me. Want to come down? It's very comfy.
I'm looking down the space and like, how the hell they get tied up like that?
What happened to the other cameraman? 'Cause there was another cameraman, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was another cameraman. He is still up at the camp. As far as you know, everybody has left. Well, no, Scott, are you still up at the fire at the camp?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what happened, because I know Johnny was trying to throw people in the pit.
Yeah, he only managed to throw 2 people, so the cameraman is still there, and he moved closer to where the action is, and he was filming it. But he's still well within the light. You know, he's like, you could like toss a Cheeto at him. He's
taking full advantage of the zoom.
Yeah, taking full advantage of the zoom. He doesn't want to be, he's seen too many people disappear.
We're missing the boss still.
Pete.
Yeah, the boss you're missing.
Oh, I know. Pete's over there. I start running.
Over to Pete.
I'm a follow him.
Okay. You're going
Wait. Where you going?
Yeah, stop.
I will, of course, Scott, you
stop?
can't just charge off into the night when there's things out there dragging people off and killing them.
I thought we got it.
There's another one.
There's more than one.
How am I supposed to know that?
I just told you. If you stopped and asked and waited for me to before you go charging off into the night, so everyone can hear, we watched them drag one of the other cameramen into a lair. They have like a den, and it's sizable, it's big. And while we were chasing that one, we heard the whistle back here. So I'm not going to go into a den chasing it. We came running back and found this one. So there's more than one. There may even be more than 2.
I slowly approach it.
Cool. Let's all assume they're not doing a singles night, and there's more than one of these things around. All right.
Scott, you get to the other one. Frank, were you coming? Did you say you were coming with him?
Yeah. Okay,
good. So you're not splitting the party too many ways. Just 3 ways. 4 if you count the cameraman, because you have 3 people in the pit, several people above the pit, and then Scott and Frank. All right, so Scott
I'm going with my little brother too. So.
Oh, you will? Okay, so you're
yeah.
going to join them. All right, so they are. You see Pete, and he is unconscious on the ground. He is hurt. It's he got like hit over the head or something. He's unconscious, but he is alive.
All right, I will scoop him up here. Hold my bow. I'll sheathe the knife. I will scoop my arms underneath him and start dragging him back to the firelight.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
All right. So
I will return with him.
What is everyone else doing?
I want to see what this thing looks like. What does it look like?
It has features that are similar to a human. It's got 2, it's humanoid. It's got 2 legs, 2 arms. It is in one head. It has no hair on its body. It is jet black. It does seem to have a nose and a mouth, almost slits, but they do have kind of big ears that look like they probably can hear from a variety of directions better than we can. But not a whole lot in the way of features. Their faces are kind of featureless, and they do have eyes, but their eyes look kind of human, but oddly not. Like they don't have the whites like we do.
Is it roughly the same size parameters as the other one we sort of saw?
Yeah, around the same size parameters, like around 7 feet tall.
And we're all sort of gathered around in this same space together, right?
There's you and Alexander are standing around this critter. Johnny and Vicky and Joel are in the pit right beside you guys, because the pit you're standing on the edge of the pit. But Jack, Scott, and Frank just pulled Pete up onto the camp where the fire is. None of you are more than like 50 feet away from each other, but some of you are a little bit split.
So it's like, look, I don't know what your plan is, but I don't like that other son of a bitch getting away. All right. I say maybe these camera people do their thing and stay in a safe zone, and we go get these son of a bitches. They only said son of a bitch in that movie. I don't know why. So I say we go out to Will Smith's darker brother and go get him.
Pete's still alive, so who's to say Jeff's not? I don't think I'm okay with leaving him in there.
Yeah.
What if it's a den full of them?
Oh,
you see how tough they are to go down?
We'll be careful. We'll see what we can see. I mean, if we see we can't handle it, then we'll have to.
I've got the infrared.
But
as long as the cave isn't.
Scott can tell us what we got in there.
As long as the cave doesn't wind.
The thermal imager too.
Yeah.
And don't misinterpret. I'm definitely a coward. and I do not want to do this, but there's a man that could be alive in there. We have to do something, don't we? I mean,
this is where I expect Johnny Parkour to come flipping out of the
NPC in trouble.
And when we head off and go into the den to save a person who might be alive, what do we do with the camera people? Are they going to follow? Are they willing to follow?
Well, if they don't want to follow, then they can stay here. I wouldn't be too concerned with them. If there's another one, then basically what we're doing is we're delivering dinner to their doorstep. Why would they make the trip out here to collect it? The more I say it, it sounds like a terrible idea.
Sometimes it's more fun than to have the hunt, but fine. Let's get out of the frying pan into the fire.
Where are you guys talking about all this stuff?
Right above the pit. You can hear the whole thing.
So I will use my long pole to pole vault out of the pit. After I pole vault out of the pit, I will listen to them talking and say, if there are many of them, I have a chemistry kit. Let's make some bombs.
Oh, dear Lord.
Actually, you're not too far off. Can you make incendiary devices? Things that flash and burn?
I can try. I have some alcohol, and I have some DHEA, and I have some triethyl ammonium, and I have all sorts of meat thickening agents. I say we can do it.
I feel a montage coming on.
Yeah.
We have a lot of electronics here. Battery acid's a real fun thing, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds like igniters to me.
Just suggesting. I mean, it's not my camera gear, so I don't care.
Not the camera gear. Not anything but the camera gear.
Well, the monster.
All right, save one camera. We have more camera gear than we have cameramen.
Hey, their cameras first.
Well, yeah.
It's Jeff's first. He's not even
The
here.
batteries. Use what you need to use. Just save the memory stick or film or whatever they're using in those things, because it all has evidence. And has anyone taken pictures of this thing on the ground?
Yeah, I think Alexander did.
I took a bunch of, if it has genitalia, I took pictures of that. I took pictures of the mouth. I took a stick and opened like the parted, like the slits, everything.
Does it have genitalia?
None that you can see.
Smaller than your monkey nuts. All right.
If size matters, then you guys are better than him.
Actually, Johnny will look at it over and pull out his Polaroid camera, and I will take pictures of. I want to get close-ups of his eyes, and I want to take my kit and I want to poke around, and I want to see, are there any sclera versus are there any pupils, and then I want to open up its mouth of its dental area and take a Polaroid of its dental region. And then since it has slits for noses, I'd like to pull that open with some probes and take a Polaroid of that. Then I'll take its mouth, or does it have ear holes?
Yes.
I will. Oh, it has this big wide ears, right? So then what I'll do is I'll pry those and I will take a Polaroid of that. I will open up its recta area as far as we can. We'll take a Polaroid of that. Hopefully it doesn't prolapse because I don't want to see that. And then what I will do is I will open it, I will ask for help, and we will splay it, and I will take a backup picture as well as one of each limb. So we have a well-documented physiological pictures.
Do you have enough Polaroids to that? You only had 10, remember? And you took one.
I have actually
10 packs, I thought you.
There were
we took
10 photos to a cartridge, one cartridge loaded with 2 other cartridges. So I have a total of 30.
So yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And so he's standing there doing this a bunch of times. You know.
Yeah, everybody's shaking a Polaroid.
I'm gonna hand.
I do this motion.
You know, that man could be dying in there. It's all really important work.
While you're doing that, while you are doing that, I want to ask you, can I see your pole?
Excuse me? Oh, sure. I'll show you my pole. Here. And I extend it right. I go, here's my pole. And I extend it right to him.
I was like, could you fit your thermal jibbity on this?
Yeah, just give me a second. Montage that shit, because I'm a tech guy.
There's your scout. Brilliant.
While Johnny's taking all his photos, I'm just going to grab one of the spare cameras from the camera, the production. Just figure out how to turn it on. There's red and green buttons. I'll get it going. And just use that to pan over the whole thing and just look over Johnny's shoulder as he's doing that and just get video of the whole thing.
Yep.
So that way I can actually have him in the foreground, the creature in the background for scale.
Yep.
And then pop the memory card and then give Johnny the video camera saying, here, you got battery acid to play with your kit as well. And I'll pocket the memory chip.
All right. So now that you've done that, you find that the slit of a mouth can actually, stretch wide, and it can open pretty far, and it has very sharp teeth. Its teeth are not very human. And so if it had managed to bite you, that would not have been good. But there you go. All right. So
can I ask a question? Do I find any openings in the mouth for potential toxin sacs?
No. So
You guys want this thing open this mouth on our friend out there? We need to get moving.
Yeah.
That's a good point. What do you
All right. Grab the bow, make sure it's in good shape, pull it back a couple times. If it's in good shape, then I'm going to grab my arrows and let's go. I am not cleaning off my bowie. I'm going to wipe that blood all over my pants to help mask my scent.
All right.
It's not human blood. And what the hell? If it makes me a target, then it makes me a target. It makes it easier to find them.
Game Master says I didn't make this clear and I don't really know how this works. You tell me. I've already spent 2 rounds in my revolver. Do I, since I didn't mention it, have additional rounds on me?
I would say you would. I don't think you would have gone into this thing without spare ammo.
Okay.
So you could replace those 2 rounds.
I'm gonna replace those 2.
Well, we know where the path is because it's real easy to follow. Let's go, boys.
Wait, I can't go with you. We have to take care of these people in the hole.
Ask them if they want to come.
I don't know. Okay.
Someone's got to run the video cameras.
Okay.
They're gonna get good footage one way or another.
We're going to give them their choice. We're not going to make them go.
got-
We're not going to make them stay.
Sleepy Pete over there.
Yeah, that's the problem is Sleepy Pete.
I think though, the other ones in the cave, they're gonna be safe here.
Yeah. Vicky says, I think we'll stay here. You guys would all have walkie-talkies that have probably at least a mile of range.
Oh, mine have
So
35 miles on flat land, 10 miles in mountainous range.
Okay, yeah, all right. So you could as long as she has a walkie-talkie and you guys have some, so that way, you can keep her apprised of what's going on. So if you guys see one heading off in her direction, you can warn her. She's fine with that.
Would I be able to set up some sort of booby trap around the perimeter or the top of the area, so that way if one of those things came at it, it would like it would, the strings would all of a sudden bolo around it, and then they come together like those two the Knickerbockers in the 70s where you hit them and they go back and forth. So what happens is there's two explosive weights, and if it runs into, then the wires will wrap around it and it back together and explode.
Well, it's all a matter of time. How much time do you want to spend?
As much time as it takes.
Because that could take a long time.
Then we're leaving without you. That's going to take too long.
But you know what you can do, and Scott would probably think of this. Turn on the flash on those trap cameras. So if anything, and they're already surrounding the camp. So if anything goes past it, the flash will go off and give them warning.
Okay, I'll do that.
So yeah, it won't blow them up, but it would at least give them warning. System. And what Vicky
if those
does,
things work on impact, give them to Vicky so she can throw them.
Yeah, Vicky's actually going to start tearing up some cloth and taking sticks and some lighter fluid for the or whatever kind of combustible liquid. There must be some alcohol or something she could use to
I'll give her my flask.
There you go. And so that way,
standard camping equipment. So they have propane. They have the little tiny propane torches.
Oh, right.
Visible.
Yeah. So that she could basically make torches that she could defend herself with. That her and Joel and the other cameraman can defend themselves with. So because they might not like fire, they've been avoiding the camp. So she says, if we have torches, that might be able to hold them off. So she and Joel start working on that while the other guy is just kind of standing around, just keeping watch.
I'm gonna make a torch too, since I don't have a weapon.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And you probably have a lighter or something you could do because torches don't last for too long, so you wouldn't want to light it until you need it.
Yeah, I don't want them to know we're coming in.
Right, that too.
Before they have to anyway.
All right, so off you go.
Yep.
All right, so you follow that trail that you made and then remade, and now so you should have an easy time being able to get there. I won't make you roll.
I'll tell them the layout of where as we approach them before we even get to the mound. When we get to the mound, you get to the top, the trench goes this way, and off to the left is where the entrance is. So they have an understanding of the layout before we even get there.
Okay. So you get there without any trouble. You don't see anything. So presumably it's still there unless it took a different path or is the one you killed, one or the other. Okay, you get to the hill. I'm not gonna push you farther.
Scott, I need you to come up to the top with me with the thermal and scan the area and make sure there's nothing else. To do the entrance of the hole first and then scan the area 360. I'll watch your back.
Okay, I will head up to the top of the hill.
Okay, so the hill is really steep because it's basically like a kind of a trench. Something pushed it up, so you're gonna have to roll climb to get up, both of you. It's not too hard. You only need a fair to do it, but you gotta roll it.
Superb.
Yeah, you have no trouble. You do it without your hands.
Terrible. I'm just struggling to even get off the ground. Use your legs.
People can push with some help. With some help, I would say that you're able to get up there. But you got people push.
Grab my belt.
There you go. You've taken off your shirt. Now your belt goes.
You got the pole.
I skipped arm day, leg day.
Getting pushed with the pole, yeah. All right, so you're up there. You could do a scan. There seems to be maybe a little bit of heat coming from not far into the cave, but it's not moving.
And there's no indication of how large the object is.
It's hard to tell because you're not quite sure how distant it is.
Got it.
And especially since it's dark out, so you don't have much of a reference.
Okay, I only see one thing in the cave.
Is it moving?
It's not moving.
This triethyl ammonium gel on a torch. I have it lit. I go running full speed into the cave with my pole like I'm jousting, but I'm running. So I'm running into the cave full speed, ready to blow that thing up. If I run into anything, I run right into the thing, and I'm gonna slam the bomb right on its freaking head and blow it up.
Okay, do you have anything producing light so that you can see what you're doing?
Well, I'm gonna light the bomb up so that it's like a wig floating on it, and so that as I'm running through there, because then what'll happen is as I smash it, the triethyl ammonium and the fuel will come together and burst like a napalm, and it'll coat everything, including myself and the creature.
And Jeff.
Jeff, I was gonna support Jeff.
So yeah, he just like goes running, jumps down into the trench, with, completely unexpected, and just charges in there.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Well, there's a brand new element of surprise.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, probably yelling, someone's going to push the plot forward.
I'm just going to turn to Jack and be like, I guess I'm following Jim Carter. See y'all later.
So is anyone following him, or is he just kind of...
Unfortunately, I'm foolishly brave.
Okay. And so Roger is jumping down and following him. Anybody else?
I'll
Frank's
follow
got it
Roger.
too.
All right. Frank and Jack
Actually,
I think both.
I will follow, but I will follow behind everybody else so I don't get covered by the napalm.
Wait. Somebody help me up the hill.
Yeah, Frank can't get
Somebody
up the
help me
hill.
up the
So.
hill.
Oh, I let down some I helped Alex up the hill.
Okay, guys.
So only some of you are running up that hill, huh?
10 minutes later.
Very good. Yes. All right. But meanwhile, as you guys are struggling to follow, or some of you are struggling to follow, and the others follow pretty nicely, Johnny Parkour just booked it right inside. Okay. And here is what you see. You see that this is not a cave. The walls are too smooth to be a cave, and they're all black, and they look like they're made of some kind of metal. And there are things hanging on the wall. They're about human size. And one of them is the one closest to the outside, which is about maybe 20 feet in, is kind of squirming a little, and they're kind of attached to the wall, like, kind of like cocoons. And then you hear a noise. You hear two noises. You hear the sound of your friends approaching, and you hear the sound of something running very fast toward you from farther inside.
Perfect. Yes, perfect.
So it's running, and it's coming closer, and it suddenly comes within your meager light.
Oh, good, because I'm going to run 100% full speed at it at the same time, so that we slam into each other at massive velocity, mass times. And I'm not even going to. I'm accelerating, so it's mass times acceleration. So he's going to take force from the. Not only is he going to take the force from when I slam into his ass, he's also going to take force when I take my big napalm thing and jam it on his throat.
Okay. All right. So I would say athletics, because you're charging with your whole parkour prowess.
Sweet.
If it's at all possible while they're running towards each other, I'm going to try to skirt as a perimeter if possible, so I'm sort of out of the direct eye line, so you don't see me. If you're looking at Johnny, maybe I'm on the side of that thing. So if they contact each other, maybe I can pop a shot off.
Yeah. And you'll probably be able to. And Jack is also right up there, so you would probably be able to shoot your bow too.
Yep.
So what did you roll, Johnny?
Come on, Shannon Miller.
Great +1. So superb.
Yeah.
He rolled good. So your force is 2 plus what is your I'm gonna say agility. What is your agility?
Great.
So
yes.
that would be +2. So because it's really your speed that is causing the force, not your brawn. It's not like a regular melee weapon. So I'm gonna use your agility as the thing that's causing the extra damage. So that's a 4. That would be a hurt. So you actually hurt it, and but you also hurt yourself. I would say give yourself a hurt, okay? Because you both hit, you collided.
What does the explosion do?
You ignite that at the same time, right? Oh
Yes.
my god!
Well, that was his torch.
That was his torch. You're right.
The whole place is going to be all like lit up with napalm.
Suddenly, I'm very happy I'm helping out Alex.
It's Johnny Barbacore.
Okay. Okay. So it is going to do. Oh, and you're right there at ground zero. The last thing I was prepared for was explosives. I did not know you were gonna use an explosive, so I wasn't prepared for that. So just give me a second. Okay.
Jenny parkour is very, 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 very toasty.
Okay. Yeah. You would both the explosion. And this, but this is kind of a makeshift explosion, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. That you use with your chemistry set.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So it goes kaboom. And it's incendiary.
Yes.
And there's no
sticky.
Shrapnel. It's sticky. There's no shrapnel or anything. It's just incendiary. I'm gonna say it does 5 points of damage, or 5 points, which would be a very hurt. Okay, so you both take a very hurt. However, it's sticking and it's lit, so you are both on fire. Okay. So the creature immediately goes to stop, drop, and roll. What do? Do you try to put out the fire on you?
I jump on him so we will burn to death together.
Okay. Well, before you have a chance to jump on him, the other two people who have ranged weapons would be able to actually do something at this point. So Roger, you could go ahead and double tap, and Jack, you could shoot your bow if that's what you're planning on doing.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're burning. I'm gonna step as close to him as I can without being sprayed with more fire. I don't know if we're on fire or not.
You guys
We're
are
out of the area.
Oh, good. Okay, so that's
I have a good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. And all you needed was a fair. It's moving around and stuff, and the lighting is just basically the light that is shed from the two people who are on fire. But and it's moving around, so there's a little bit, but he's not trying to dodge because he's trying to put out a fire.
He's burning.
So all you needed was a fair, and so you said you did good.
Correct.
Oh, so that is definitely a hit. What did you do, Roger?
I did a great.
A great. You fired one shot?
Mm-hmm.
And you did great. Okay, so the bow got one more than it needed. What was the weapon's strength?
Plus three.
Plus 3, so that's a 4. And so that would be a hurt. So it got its second hurt. And you did a great. And you also have a plus 3.
Plus 3.
Right? So that would be a 5, which is a very hurt. He's already very hurt. So you have just incapacitated him, which of course means that he can no longer try to put out the fire that is burning him. So Johnny, you can see that you no longer need to jump on top of him. Do you still do it?
I run further into the cave.
You run further
On fire.
on
Right
fire.
in. And the first alien I see, I grab a hold of him.
Stop, drop, and roll.
And just so I'm clear, I just take aim, I crane my neck like this, and I say, go to hell, you body snatching son of a bitch.
And you defend it? Okay. All right. So you actually find an end to it. It seems to be just kind of a wall, and with no apparent door. And there's no other ones here, but there are remains of other cocoons with nothing in them, but they all look extremely old. Only 2 seemed at all recent of the ones that are open that seem to be within like a few years old, so or several years old. So it seems like maybe only 2 of them were out and running around.
Do we see Jeff anywhere?
Well, you do see one brand new cocoon that is moving a little bit, and Scott's camera is seeing warmth in there, and that could be him, and he was just barely put in there. So
You think that's Jeff?
It might be
Or
Jeff.
it could be one of those things ready to hatch.
or it could be one of those things ready to hatch.
What if? What if, like an insect, they implant their young in you, they hatch,
You think
and
Jeff?
devour you from the inside?
You think Jeff's got those things in him?
Maybe. And also, what do you think of the name Jersiensis kinslaeus for the species we just discovered?
It's got a nice ring to it.
It does, doesn't it? I like that.
Whatever you want, man.
So, do we let Jeff out and have Jeff's innards explode all over the place, releasing multitudes of these creatures that we're going to have to either kill or be devoured by?
And with the exception of Jack, everybody is 28 plus years old, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to look at that group of people and say, alien.
Yes. Yes. We all know how that turned out, right?
Right.
Not good.
It's a good point.
None of the sequels ended well either.
Get away from me, you son of a bitch. No,
But we can't leave. We can't leave him here. I mean, we're not that far from civilization. We can get Jeff out of here. And what it take us 6 hours to get back here? We can get him to a hospital. They can do a CAT scan or whatever.
Well,
just need
clearly
to secure
Johnny's
him.
going to need a hospital as well.
Yeah, Johnny's got some pretty bad burns.
He's going to get some ointment on that.
How about we put him out first?
Scott, is Johnny still burning?
Good idea. Yeah, he's still alive.
He hasn't tried to put it out yet.
I'm gonna try to yank one of those cocoons. Are they like floppy?
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna
all
go put
floppy.
out Jack.
Used ones are
Johnny.
floppy.
Yeah, I'm gonna yank one off the wall and just start trying to put Johnny out with it, just like a blanket.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, we could use it to kind of keep them in it and keep them secured inside the cocoon. Can we do that? So that they're not free, either Jeff or Johnny.
I'm not sure what you.
Well, like, so that they don't burst, so something doesn't burst out of them. Like Jeff is already in the cocoon. Can we use that sort of like a body bag almost to keep him in and give him some air, maybe?
Just leave him in the cocoon.
I'll
leave him in
maneuver
the
to the cocoon and go, Jeff, is it safe to take you out?
I could hear you guys the whole time.
In response, you hear muffled like, and he starts wobbling a bit more.
I'm going to take that as a yes, and I'm going to pull him for the cocoon.
I'm backing up and I got my revolver trained on Jeff.
Yeah, and he just kind of falls out onto the ground, and there's gawk and muck on him, but he's just gooey. He seems fine, aside from the fact that he's
How many aliens did it
covered in
implant
muck and
inside
not
you?
feeling good, and
It should seem fine too.
I repeat, Jeff, how many aliens did it implant inside you?
Were you impregnated with
didn't
anything?
put anything in me. It just webbed me up.
With what? Where'd the web come from?
I don't know.
All right, it's up to you.
Should we
Professor.
open some of these other ones up and see what's inside?
Sure.
See if there's a progression?
Sure.
Or are these just old bodies?
I'm gonna
Smart
light my
idea.
torch before we open one.
That's a
Yes.
good idea.
Because
Oh,
if
Light it
there
off,
is a
Johnny.
metamorphosis, somebody keep an eye on Jeff. We're gonna have to kill him.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
If I turn into an alien, kill me. If I don't.
You don't even have to ask.
All right. So you cut open one of the things.
We're gonna start from where we found Jeff and work our way back, and I'm gonna start systematically cutting them open to see if there's living bodies or if there is a progression and there is a metamorphosis going on.
Okay. What you find is there are definitely bodies in there, and they fall out just like Jeff did, except they don't move. They're dead, and they seem to be humans that are in various states of metamorphosing into the thing that you killed. However, they didn't seem to succeed. They are definitely dead, and they partially metamorphosed, but
They're a
not
failed experiment.
Yeah.
Does this mean we're gonna have to kill Jeff?
Scott, do you have a video camera on you?
I've been recording.
Good. Okay, perfect.
Wait. Even the part where I said we're gonna have to kill Jeff. Can you edit that out?
we'll fix that in post.
I wouldn't throw you under the bus, Alexander, and I won't put this part in that either, as we talk about how we were going to kill Jeff.
You can put mine on there if you want to.
All right then. So that seems to be the issue. They are changing people. So you've been recording the whole thing. I want to open every single one of these pods.
Yeah.
Jersey Devil wasn't.
And then I'm going to hand some Zerg cream burn ointment to Johnny Parkour and some loose fitting cotton rolls so he can take care of his injuries or someone can help him. But I'm going to open every one of these pods and make sure they're dead.
Yep. I mean, they all appear to be dead. They all appear to be failed transformations. You can make damn sure with your Bowie knife, but yeah, they all seem to, they don't react when you stab them.
I'm going to make sure Scott gets a good picture of their face before I stab them in the throat, so they could hopefully identify missing persons later on.
So that's okay.
And finish off the last of them, and then I'll help Johnny get his butt out of here, and let's start heading back to camp and let everyone know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's been a long night, and we need to get out of these woods.
Yeah.
Dark
Okay.
or not, our job here is done.
And your job there is done. There's no more of these things attack you. You're able to get back to camp if you don't want to spend the night, and I'm assuming none of you do.
It's a safe assumption.
Yeah. The GPS will just like it did for the hikers. The GPS would do a fine job of getting you out of there, and then the trail was easy. So you're able to make it back without any trouble, and that's really it. I mean, I don't know who you want to call about what you found, but yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Safe
That
around.
was fun. Thanks a lot. That was fun.
Hope you had a good time with this.
Yes.
In the days that follow the encounter at the foundation of the old home, the members of the FPS returned to their normal lives. The episode of Monster Hunters never airs, and no explanation as to why is given by the network. The encounter at the Pine Barrens weighs heavily upon the minds of the FPS. One question remains ever present. Was the creature of this world or another? Or was it a hellish nightmare of the supernatural? Perhaps. Some things are best left unexplained. Thank you to Anthony from A Fool's Quest, Aaron from Level Up Your Gaming Podcast, Jerome from D20 to Curtain, Huge Rod from Hybrid Theory Podcast, Bill from the Dungeon Masters Dojo, and our GM and designer of The Unexplained, Brad Uni from Carnivore Games. Links to all can be found in the show notes. I am Scott from the Dungeon Masters Dojo, and this was Devil Went Down to Jersey. Happy Halloween, everyone.